All right, ladies and gentlemen, my phone just beeped. Here is a impromptu tutorial for the healer glitch for any percent Zelda 2 speedruns. First thing that we're going to do is exit North Palace to the left. The healer glitch is kind of a, I don't know, it's your first test in any percent. It's a very precise trick. It is double frame perfect. We exit North Palace to the left so that there's no one standing in our way while we're trying to talk to the healer. There's actually 4 inputs for the healer glitch. When people talk about it, they often talk about how the healer glitch is double frame perfect, but you're going to talk to the healer twice. When you talk to the healer the first time, you also have to end the conversation by pressing B again. So there's actually 4 inputs. It's the 2 inputs and when you're talking to the healer that are the ones that are frame perfect. But I have found the cadence of pressing all 4 buttons to be helpful in learning a timing in 4 presses rather than the 2. So even though the time in which between you talk to the healer and you ending the conversation doesn't matter, it does in getting a rhythm to it. So I'm going to show off 2 different healer glitches, not the one that traditionally I think most people use, and a new one that Frosted Pears kind of developed when we were looking into new routes for the game and ways of improving the any percent run. He worked out a healer glitch setup that I believe moving forward, people will probably be able to get better consistency with that setup rather than the traditional one. I'm a little bit too old school and I've always done the traditional one and I've built up the muscle memory. It may be hard for some of us to make the switch, but I think if you're starting off, knowing both of them is good, but moving forward, practicing Pears setup may be a little bit more beneficial to consistency. Okay, so the healer glitch, I'm going to show you the visual cues I use to press the buttons, but more importantly, I think I'm going to show you what to look for when it doesn't work for you to determine what you may have done wrong and what you need to change to make it work the next time. I think it's important for me to do this. Boop. Let's blow this up. This is what really matters. Nothing else really matters in this. We're going to run into this town and we're going to line up at this door. I like to line up about a pixel in front of the door. You can be right with the door, a pixel in front, a pixel behind, 2 pixels in front. Anywhere around this is good. You cannot be too far forward. If you're too far forward, maybe as far ahead as this, or actually I can even move, that may even be too far forward. What'll happen is when the healer moves up and to the left, you're still in range of the healer. She's going to heal you normal and it's not going to glitch. So I suggest being, maybe a little bit short of the door, lined up with the door, or a pixel in front of the door. In fact, I always aim for 1 pixel in front of the door like that. What we want to do is our first time we talk to the healer, I want right there, her nose to line up with the right edge of this. And that's the first time we talk to her. I'm going to boop, talk to her right there. Now, this first time we talk, we have a nice visual indicator that'll get us within 2 frames. Right now, if you look at the elbow of this healer glitch, there's a little pixel missing right here at the elbow and this dark line in the window. I know that I talked to her too soon. She turned around and she's 1 pixel too close to me. If I do it again, now if you look at that same spot, you're going to notice that the black of her elbow makes a solid line with this here. This is the correct pixel, meaning you are either frame perfect or 1 frame off. So this is what you're looking for. If we wait a little bit late, you're going to get that. Now you've got 1 pixel of her elbow hanging out beyond. So there's our first visual. We're waiting for her nose to touch the window, hitting the button, and that is either frame perfect or 1 frame off. Now we're going to stop talking to her and she's going to walk towards us. I'm going to try to let her nose right here line up with, I kind of look at this. If you look at the gray block, the gray lines outlining these blocks, there's one that's lined up about with the top of Link's head. I'm going to try to line her nose up with that. If we press this button frame perfect, we will know because the 1 pixel you can talk to her here, there's only 1 frame. If we press this too late, we're going to stab and miss her. If we press it too soon, she will stop 1 pixel too soon. So unlike the first input, where 2 frames will get you the same visual, this one, you know if you're frame perfect because you will get the 1 pixel visual. This right here is 1 pixel short. So if you look at her nose and this gray line that I was showing you, there's 1 pixel here. Sometimes this is difficult to see, but it's a huge indicator when you stop talking to her, because when I stop talking to her, you're going to notice that she's going to move that 1 pixel farther forward and then start walking up in the door. You see that initial jump of the pixel and then walk up? I was early because I didn't get the right visual pixel indicator, and I know that I'm a frame, 2 frames early, something like that. Again, that is correct, and that is also correct. That's the healer glitch. You'll notice she walks up and to the left. Now, I want to get... So you'll notice that that was frame perfect because she stopped and turned around. Now, you can get it where this first input is a frame off, and that one is frame perfect. Yes, that was great. So I pressed the first one of my inputs 1 frame too early. The visual indicator still looked good. My elbow was still in the right spot. And coming across here, you'll see that her nose is lined up right with that gray line there and 1 pixel farther forward. This last input was in fact frame perfect. But you'll notice that she is going to, when I stop talking to her, she is going to not move a pixel forward and move directly into the door. So I know that I got the first visual right, which means I'm 1 of 2 frames. But I know that this one is frame perfect, but the glitch is not going to work. So I know that my first input was 1 frame too soon. And it's being able to decipher the mistake, I feel like, has been super helpful for me in being able to get better and better at it. Now, the last thing that I haven't showed you is when you get this pixel right, one more time, too late, and then you're too late on the second one, and you will get the stab. So again, the second one is a bit easier to decipher because there is only 1 pixel. If you get the pixel correct, but the first one's off, she won't turn around and she'll walk in the door. If you get it correct and the first one's correct, she turns around and you've performed the glitch. If you stab, you're 1 too late. If you are 1 early, you'll see it, but if you don't see it, you'll notice that when you stop talking to her, she bumps a pixel forward. And that is really the keys that I am looking for performing the healer glitch. And doing so, I often can know exactly what I did wrong. Let me see if I can do it a couple times. That's correct. That is a pixel early. So I was 1 frame or 2 frames early. She moves forward. That's correct. That is late because I stabbed through her. That's correct. That is also pixel perfect. So that means this one was frame perfect. My first one was a frame early. That's good. That is a frame or a pixel early on the second one. That right there was way too early on the second one. She turned around, but it's still way too early. There it is. That is the glitch. Again, that's the glitch. That's late. That's early on the second one. That's perfect, but early on the first one. That's late, or it's early on the second one. That's good, and that's good. So using these indicators, we can determine as we're going, this is what I did wrong, this is what I did wrong, and you can start to make those small adjustments. Now, I'll show you now what we are doing for Frosted Pears. That should get you into being able to perform the healer glitch, at least for the first time, and get you to be able to start to decipher and work your practice in on it. We're going to go back to the beginning because Frosted Pears is going to actually be set up from entering the town. So what I want to do is hopefully be able to save in transition. Oh, perfect. So what Frosted Pears has done to set up the variation is he's given you better visual indicators, and also his visual indicators do not require any deciphering. You cannot be on the right pixel and the wrong frame. And that's what I think it makes his better for learning. If you're pressing it at the right time, it just works. Now, I'm going to walk in and show you the visuals, but there's a setup before you get to the healer that's very important. But here's the healer. Isn't this the healer? Where are you? But what we want to do is we want to initially run into this room, and then our first stab, or our setup stab for the healer, is when Link is literally lined up with the very edge of the building. So let's zoom in. First stab, Link is going to be lined up with the very edge of the building. It makes for a super easy visual. You're following Link's progress, and you don't have to stop, you don't have to wait, you don't have to do nothing. He lines up with the edge of this, you stab. You will talk to the lady. Then, when you end your conversation, you're going to be holding right, and you're going to move this way. Link is then going to line up with this second visual cue, which if you look at this square in the window, the square has this little black dot. You're going to cover that black dot up with your shield. There. That's the second stab. So your first stab is on the edge of the building, and the second stab, you're going to cover up this line of pixels there. If you stab and get those visuals, it will work. There are no other frames. The only thing beside that is important is there are 3 stabs you must make on the way in. So I told you the locations so that I could try it. Your stabs are going to be 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to go edge of the building, edge of the window. I was late because I stabbed through. Those stabs are to set up your subpixels so that we know that those visual indicators are exact, and there aren't any, we're not going to get a visual pixel that doesn't give you the right frames. The stabs need to be, it needs to be after this door. I would suggest stabbing at this window, stabbing at this window, and stabbing at this bush. You need to have enough room between stabs to get to full speed so that the movement is normalized and you're using the same amount of frames and subpixels. So let's try it again. So we're going to walk past the open door and stab at the window. We'll go 1, 2, 3. Wall. Again. All right, see how my second time I talked to her, I was early and I'm not in the right spot? The first one at the wall was good. Now, I'm going to do it a couple more times until I get it, but that's the gist of that setup. It's much simpler. It's very easy to tell what you did wrong. The one reason that this takes a backseat to the original learning of it is because with this setup, there is no good second try. With the first setup, if you miss this, you just walk over into this door, go in, leave, and then you come back and you try the healer glitch again. So you're going to come in here, you get the healer glitch, you move on with your day. The other setup, you can't do well a second time. So I think for beginners, learning the original one, because a lot of beginners are not going to they're not going to get it first try, and they're going to take runs that have 2, 3, 4 try healer glitches. Top runners, we have to go first try or we reset. And that's why working towards Pears' setup later on and perfecting that is good. It's just as fast, and I believe the indicators are better. But if you're looking to do second, third try healer glitch, you may still want to do the first setup that I explained. Let me see how many tries it takes me. I've never really worked Frosted Pears' setup because, like I said, I had built up so much muscle memory for the other. All right, that was late. Watch, it takes me like 100 tries to do. This is a better setup. That's good. That's good. We did it. There it is. And if you were to stop the video or slow down that video, you're going to see that when I spoke to the healer at the edge of the house, it was a exact edge. It flips you around. Back of Link's head is right on the edge of the building. And then the second time I talked to the healer, I was on that extra little black pixel in the window. And with practice, I can see that being better because you get an immediate indicator of what you did wrong. Rather, with the other setup, you have to kind of decipher what you did wrong. Now, you can use my explanation at the beginning of the video to decipher what you're doing wrong with the initial setup, but really in the end, it's whatever one feels more comfortable for you. Because being good at the healer glitch is really what any percent comes down to. Now with the newer routes, there is a lot of precise stuff, but the healer glitch is the first initial challenge. And I know a lot of people don't run any percent because of the healer glitch. Because not only do we have to do it at the very beginning of this run, we have to do it again. So you do it at the very, very beginning, and then about 8 or 10 minutes into the run, you have to do it again. And every time you miss it, you lose 10 more seconds. So it's really important to get the healer glitch down. I hope that this helps you guys out with learning the healer glitch. I'm looking to return to doing some any percent runs here, maybe this fall or this winter. I'm very excited about it. I love this speed run, and I'd like to see more people do it. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. I'd like to help in any way I can. All right. Hope this helps. Bye.